hi guys, welcome back. Today we Bannerman Live are going to talk about the Premier League season so far. And today we have two new panelists from usual. Prathamesh Rolim is a Liverpool supporter, and Mr. Kritan Karekar is our Manchester United supporter and also a
Hey
video
guys.
editor at Bannerman. So let's get right into it. So guys, what do you think about this new season? Upsets, all these smaller teams topping the table.
I think just to start off, we should just talk about how Aston Villa is literally one or number two on the table
Number
right
two,
now.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're number two on the
yeah,
table. I mean, like, itna to I never expected in my life. Like, I expected from
yeah.
Everton thoda because they made like good
But
signings.
it's always been like that. Like Everton always start good 6 matches and then they always go down. I think it's always been
I think
like
this is the
that.
first time Everton have won six in a row.
They lost one to Southampton.
Six.
Yeah, they lost to Southampton.
Yeah.
That's just weird. But yeah,
So,
speaking.
so it's what's funny is that Aston Villa was saved by relegation by like 1 point last
Yeah,
season.
last year.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
bro.
they came across, they beat Liverpool 7-2. I mean,
7-2.
we need to talk about that. We need to talk more about that.
So I think let's just talk about each of the teams, like who we think are supreme. So let's just go one team. Vedant, which team do you want to talk about?
I think we can talk about Aston Villa. Last year, how they've also made good signings. They were only reliant on Grealish, but then they got in
Barkley.
Traore. Barkley's been good.
Barkley's been
Helping,
too good, bro.
he's
Barkley's been
been good
amazing.
defensively, helping Grealish. They've got Matthew Cash from the Championship, who is playing very well defensively. He's got given support to Tyler Minks.
Who's the striker?
Traore is there, and
No, the other guy.
not too sure.
But yeah, he's really good. He scored a hat trick against Liverpool.
Yeah, Ollie Watkins
Yeah.
from
Watkins.
from Brentford. Yeah, he's pretty good as well.
He's in banging form, bro. He's been scoring lots.
Hmm.
But yeah, Aston Villa, bro. I didn't expect them to win. I thought they were going to get relegated this year because
Same. To be fair.
based on last year's performance, they were like 1 point away from relegation.
Yeah, and that too they got saved by a controversial VAR call, but that's
Yeah, surprising. Bro, next
Hmm.
team, we have to talk about Everton. I mean,
Yeah,
what a-
I mean, what is happening with Calvert Lewin now?
Yeah, I
I mean,
mean,
how
there's
does he find
something-
himself always in a scoring position? It's like almost like why
they call him Calvert Lewandowski now. Yeah.
You know that, right?
He's also good in the air, though, damn.
Yeah, he's so good in the air. He beat, I remember last game only he beat someone in a header and it was like a crazy header, bro. It was like
Yeah,
unbelievable. And
But it's not only him. If you see, James has gotten very good fluidity in their midfield. Alan has gotten like good defensive. He puts in. He's a box to box player. Doucouré is amazing as well. And also that we're finally seeing their defense gel. Like last season they were a bit mess, but Digne and even Michael Keane is playing well surprisingly this season.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it's
Bro.
all three aspects of their team are doing well.
the
That's
thing with
why-
Everton now, bro, right now they'll play well. When the season becomes in the midway and the injuries start now, bro, that time they will not play well because they have no bench depth only.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially
Probably,
the
yeah.
defense. Like right now, Yerry Mina is playing really well. The moment he gets injured or someone picks up another injury, a small injury,
That's why they can't replace James or Calvert Lewin also. They
Yeah.
don't have any
Yeah.
replacement
Yeah.
aspect.
Yeah. But I think Everton's going to do well this year.
I see a Europa League spot.
Yeah,
for
even
them
I
this
think
season.
Europa.
Yeah.
Europe.
And Europa League was also a big step for them because they haven't been in the
Yeah,
season
last
for-
year, I mean, see, the thing with Everton, right? They've always been a mid-table team.
Yeah.
The last
Yeah.
4 years at least, 5 years at least. They've never had like a top 5 or top 6 challenge or a top 8 challenge. Like this is the first time in I think 5 seasons that they've won like 6 games in a row or something. Ever, the first time ever they've won 6 games in a row.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel good for Everton. In fact, more than Everton, I feel happy for James.
Yeah, he's finally got the respect that he deserves.
More
I
than
don't know
respect,
why-
playing time, bro.
Yeah, more. I
Exactly.
don't know why Zidane had so much against him, but he's a banger, what a player.
Yeah.
I just felt Everton already had a great squad, but they just needed one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with with James, they also signed Alan, right? As Vedant said, and
Yeah.
Alan has been
Yeah.
amazing for them. Even Digne has been great.
Digne has
been
been good
good,
since
yeah.
last season, but
Yeah.
he was the only one performing last season,
Yeah.
and this season he's got a lot of responsibility. And Coleman, as usual, Mr. Everton,
Yeah.
He's been a
Yeah.
rock solid in the back. If you look at that, and I know some people don't like Pickford, but Pickford has been great as well.
See, I think Pickford. The thing with Pickford is he doesn't perform for England, but he's pretty good for Everton.
Yeah,
He's a good keeper in the league.
I know people are going to give him shit
Ah,
for the
decent.
Van Dijk injury, but come on, dude.
Oh, come on, that's just weird. That doesn't even count. I mean, that happens to everybody. It's nothing like that.
Finally, a Liverpool fan is accepting that.
Except, yeah, I've heard from Mohamed Salah in
No,
2018
yeah,
CL final
it's
and all that shit. Yeah.
it's almost like they want. It's almost they want Pickford out of the country, which is just sad. Like apparently he needed some bodyguards or something because they were threatening him.
Yeah, he
It's
got
almost-
death threats.
it's
Pickford
very
got death threats, by the way.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
just fucked up, bro. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming next team.
See, we have to talk about Leeds. We have to talk about Leeds.
Oh my god.
Marcelo Bielsa
yeah.
is a magician, in my opinion.
More than
He
Bielsa,
can't-
bro, I think it's credit to Bamford, honestly, for me. So the
So-
thing with Bamford, right? Leeds just bought in Rodrigo, right? And he's been a great striker in the La Liga. He's been a good striker, banging in goals.
Yeah.
He averages double
pretty good,
figures.
yeah.
He averages double figures in the league. And getting an experienced striker to the Premier League, and that Bamford, right? He's been playing for Leeds since a long time now. He's been the striker, the number 9.
Yeah.
And he's been crazy in the league, dude. He scored a lot of goals for Leeds. And his footwork. Did you see the last game against Leeds played against who? I don't know who they played against, but he scored an worldly, bro. He cut like some 4 defenders and scored.
Also, fun fact about Bamford, he was a Chelsea academy product.
Obviously, no, Chelsea, everything. Chelsea this, Chelsea that. I mean, I think it was
Chelsea academy is a joke, Vedant.
oh my god.
Yes,
Really.
please, Vedant.
You'll have one Phil Foden, that's all. And that's fine.
Okay, Vedant. I forgot Eric Garcia, Zach Steffen. Who else?
Zach Steffen? Who's Zach Steffen?
Zach Steffen is America's goalkeeper, bro. USA's goalkeeper. He's too good. He's a proper super keeper. Mad guy. But Leeds. Coming to Leeds. Who do you think?
Yeah,
I think
Leeds.
Leeds standout player has been Bamford.
Bamford
Yeah,
only, I mean.
You can also you can't discredit their keeper. I forgot his name. Messi, this 20-year-old French dude from I think League 2, and he's been pretty good as well.
Even Calvin Wright Phillips, right?
Yeah, but Phillips is he's been good. But he was good last season as well.
Yeah, he was amazing last season. Coming to fan favorites, Liverpool. How do you think they're going to shape up this season?
It's just weird because as a Liverpool fan, we want both the backs to be introduced in the game because we see only Robertson playing in the middle. He's got too many assists and goals, and Trent does not do the same. And I just feel that both of them need to be into the game more as fuck. Then Van Dijk is also gone and everybody's gone, so it just seems Liverpool is helpless right now. I mean, we can counter Salah and Mane all the time, but we've seen what happens in away matches.
Yeah.
It's like if they get a lot
I
of
hope that
injuries
doesn't
now.
happen again.
Yeah.
The thing is, Robertson
We
has
don't want to be
started the
Spurs
season
last
better.
season.
It's just that Robertson started the season better. Trent last season was great, so I think it's just a matter of time for Trent also to come back in. But yeah, I see your point where you see Trent is not being the player he was last season.
Exactly. Because if he has won everything, we might as well expect. We also expect more of him always, every time to give more.
Yeah.
But Diogo Jota also, once we bring him in the game.
See the thing with have you seen that meme in which there's like this drawing of a horse?
Yeah.
And like the starting of
his back goes
yeah. The starting of the horse is crazy, and then when it goes become like a stick figure. That's literally Liverpool right now. Okay, their attack is going to be amazing. They have Salah, they have Mane, they have Firmino, they have Jota, they have Minamino. They have like good options, right? They have Shaqiri and shit. They have good options. The problem is once you start going back to that midfield, first of all, you have to see Fabinho's missing right now. He's got injured. Fabinho's picked up injury. That leaves a big hole in the center. Henderson is good, but then you come to the defense. You don't have Van Dijk. You don't have Joel Matip.
So the worst part is that when Van Dijk got injured, Fabinho put in some good shifts at centre back.
Yeah.
That also left him away from the midfield spot. Now he's gone again injured. So that's also good. That's going to be a problem because if something happens to Jordan Henderson, you have no holding midfielder. You have like Alcantara and Wijnaldum. That's not going to.
They have Keita.
I don't know where he is, but yeah, he's good.
My point is, I think Liverpool don't have a very tough season ahead. It's going to be a tough
Yeah.
campaign.
If they have a good luck like last season and avoid injuries, I think they can win the title again.
I don't think they're going to win the title. Not without Van Dijk. It's going to be
Probably
difficult.
not.
It'll be a top 4, top 3 for sure.
See,
but
we always
title
hope for the
race,
best.
I don't think so. Especially the thing is, even when Van Dijk and Fabinho both were there, they lost 7-2 to
Yeah.
Villa.
That's why. That
Yeah.
was
true,
just
right?
that's a game we should talk about.
That's the game we need to talk about. But before that, let's talk about our.
I think we should talk about Spurs because
We should talk about Spurs. We should talk about United also. So let's talk about Spurs first.
So to be honest, Spurs have actually broken all of my expectations. They have been really good.
In a good way or a bad way.
Good way. They have been like always good on paper,
Yeah.
but we've never seen them make that onto the pitch. Bergwijn has been like Son and Kane have gone mad. They've gone mad like assisting
Yeah.
and scoring. All they have defensive problems. Although the
Yeah.
game against I think
Southampton.
West Ham they were
Eric
3-0
Dyer.
up.
Oh my God.
Yeah, West Ham.
Yeah.
West Ham.
They were 3-0 up, easily winning, and you expect a team, a Jose Mourinho side to win that. But
They actually
they
like going 3-0 up to the first half is a big thing, dude.
yeah.
That's like a lead which you cannot blow, especially a team like
Yeah.
Tottenham, right? They have the quality they have on paper. They have Kane, they have Bale, they have Son, they have Lucas Moura, they have Bergwijn, they have
So
Manya,
Ali.
they have Dele Alli,
They have Serge
like,
Aurier also. I mean,
they have,
they have
yeah,
everyone.
they have like an
But
amazing,
it's just Eric Dyer is sometimes always has to be the joke of everything
That's true.
because it's very appalling sometimes that Mourinho puts in so much of his like trust into Eric Dyer and to keep him on each game. It almost feels like there is nothing he gets back in return and he's just a constant
that's
disappointment.
true.
Yeah, I agree. Eric Dyer has been underwhelming. That's true.
What about United? What do you think about United?
Recently they have been good.
They,
I mean, I think let's give let's
Yeah, I
have
think
cricket
we've
talk.
been getting a lot of stick because the way we started.
Yeah.
But then I
Yeah.
think now I feel, even I don't know. There are a lot of people not supporting Ole.
my
Well,
PE teacher. Hashtag
yeah,
my
PE teacher. Lampard is on the same,
Yeah,
same.
I'm-
Yeah.
Oh, we have to come to Chelsea also.
Let's finish United first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just don't we have a lot of good. We have a good squad if we see on paper, but then it's like finally we are seeing a team which is gelling together, like with Fred coming in, McTominay coming in.
Yeah.
Fred
Have you
plays
have you guys
amazing
seen
in
that?
the UCL.
Yeah. Have you seen the meme where everyone's like, when Ole's job is not at risk and when Ole's job is at
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
risk.
Today only I saw a meme that only the deadliest teams in football.
yeah.
And one was
Yeah.
Ole when he's about to be sacked, and when is Arsenal in the FA Cup. And I was like,
But
Which is bad.
it's good. Like one thing, like United's attack, like Rashford has taken a lot of
Yeah.
account. He's been very
Yeah, he's in
accountable.
form.
He's-
Yeah.
and okay, football aside, what he's doing off the pitch also is amazing. He's a MBE,
I mean,
youngest MBE,
obviously. Yeah.
and yeah, what a banger performance against PSG.
I just
and-
exactly
and-
it's just
and
beautiful.
this game
I just feel like if they actually capitalize such options and such opportunities even in the PL, I mean there is no stopping them. The amount of ball, like I think Rashford's third goal or his second goal that he
Oh,
played,
yeah.
I think Pogba or Bruno played from far out.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then he finished it.
yeah.
I mean, if
I
he
know
can
what
actually capitalize like those in the PL, there is no stopping them.
Yeah.
That's true. They are good. They are a very solid team now. Now they finally have the
Yeah.
depth also somewhat in attack.
but then I still don't understand why Ole doesn't start Van de Beek. Like
so
it's just
I just want to say one
chemistry.
thing. I just want to say one thing. In the transfers video, and I quote, okay, I was the only one who said Van de Beek is going to be the waste signing of the season because there's no place to play him. And I was fought by Vedant Shah and Tanuj Pokarna who have fought with me on this. So I just want to put it out there that Van de Beek.
Tanuj, I said that I was also against it
So I just want to put there, guys, ki called it. Okay.
because it was a very like for like thing. Yeah, you just got Bruno in and then you sign a 40 million guy from Ajax who plays in a similar
The thing is,
position.
they play in the same position. Where you're not going to start Van de Beek over Pogba. You're not going to start Van de Beek over Bruno. Where are you going to play him? You can't play him as a defender.
You can't play him as a CDM. That's true.
So that's just business, guys. Manchester United.
Yeah.
But yeah, United, I think they've been in good form.
Yeah.
Hopefully they keep it up.
I hope not, but I don't think so. Let's
I hope
I
Cavani
don't
at
think-
least delivers as promised though at least. Because if Cavani doesn't do anything, they're probably.
Oh,
I
I
want to
really
see how
hope.
Cavani plays. Yeah, I
If
think
Cavani doesn't perform, that means they have had no signings this summer, basically, essentially. Yeah,
except Alex Telles, and he's also injured.
yeah,
No,
he's
he
come
got
back.
No,
he's got COVID. He's got
Yeah, he's
COVID.
got
Yeah, he's got
COVID.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got
So essentially,
COVID,
United
yeah.
playing the same team as last year. Yeah,
No, but Alex Telles, once he's in,
And
he's
hope for the best.
yeah, he's banking. He's good. He's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Next, we talk about this season's biggest spenders, Chelsea FC. Vedant, let's hear you break it down. How do you think they're doing?
Underwhelming, definitely not up to my expectations. But to be fair, you can't expect so many new signings to hit it off immediately. But as we saw last, like in against United, we have been defensively solid now. That was our main problem last season. And attackingly, right now is games going on against Burnley, and that I want to see as well. But attackingly, also we our new signings are still gelling together, but definitely not underwhelming, and we should be performing better. We should be probably going for the title.
What
but
about Timo? What about Timo not performing in the first 4
I
to
think
5
he's a
weeks?
flop. I think he's a
Yeah.
flop.
he got a brace. He got a brace, right, like last game week. So
That last game week that he scored 14 points or something for the FPL, I was begging he would do something or the other, just doing some sort of belief I had.
The thing
But
is,
I
bro.
feel-
The thing is,
Yeah.
Chelsea has too many players for too many the same positions, right? They have the same
yeah,
problem as United. And it's not like Tammy Abraham or Mount is a bad player, right? It's not
Yeah.
like you don't need to replace them. I mean, of course.
But Tammy's actually phenomenal in under 21 games and under
Yeah,
23 games.
Tammy's really
when
good,
it
dude.
was his
Tammy's
time.
really
He was
good.
phenomenal. He was too good.
Last season, Tammy was crazy, dude. But
So
yeah,
the- So the thing is, I don't know. The players are there. Lampard's not doing correct. Like I don't agree with his my style of management right now. Right now he's playing. He's played Timo Werner out of 5 games. He's played 4 games. He's playing Timo Werner on the left.
yeah.
He's playing.
But
he's
Timo
playing-
Werner does drift to the left even for Leipzig.
No, but but the whole reason was to get a more clinical number 9. And if you're playing him as a winger or number 11, which I don't see it making sense. If you want to make the most out of Timo Werner, with one game he started striker, he scored 2 goals. I think he should be playing more centrally.
Probably.
And
Next,
defensively, we are finally getting back on our
let's
feet.
talk about Manchester City. What do you think?
I mean, you should go first. 'Cause
No, I'll go last. It's fine. I want to hear what you all think about our season.
it's
What is
been-
it? What,
I mean,
14th in the league? 14, 15?
so they're not scoring like crazy numbers like last season. They started off badly, but now that they have their whole squad fit, they have Laporte.
Can we actually talk
Diaz.
about Foden though? How monumental has Foden been?
I think
in
more
each
than
point?
Foden, I'm just happy about how our defense is like finally. Probably, I think the most
Yeah.
stable it's been in the last 5 years because
Yeah, that's true.
let's see, we have Laporte along with him. We have Ruben Diaz now, and he's really good. They have, I mean, both of them complement each other perfectly because the skill set that Laporte brings, that it just makes Ruben Diaz want to play better. So that's really good. And Kyle Walker has been phenomenal. Like he's been.
He
Kyle
scored
Walker's
also.
always-
He won the. he
Yeah,
won the match, I
Kyle
think.
Walker's always been the underrated guy
Yeah,
in every team.
definitely.
Even when he was at Spurs, he was
Definitely,
amazing.
Kyle Walker for me has been the most vital part of our defense because the speed he brings to the table, right? None of our defenders have, and he outpaces those long balls very easily, which is what I
And
like
then
about him.
see, City have had one horrible game defensively. It's 5-2 against Leicester, and that game they literally played Ake and Eric Garcia at the back. So
Yeah.
you can see the difference the two new centre backs bring.
Exactly. See, I wouldn't mind like Ake on the left, right? He's a pretty good left back. He's played for Netherlands. He used to play left back, but I think Cancelo is there, so why not?
Cancelo is surprisingly playing really well on his wrong
Yeah.
foot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I
So-
think City's gonna have a decent season. I just hope that now that Liverpool is injured, that we capitalize on that. Hopefully, get a good few away points in.
Hmm.
Now we come to the, I think the most the team which I look forward to this season, Arsenal. How do you think they're doing?
So initially I'm like, okay, Arteta is building something here. Initially I'm like, okay, but then it just
Yeah.
got too much. People start hyping them up like as if they're not good. They're going to like win the league or something this season. They started off well.
Yeah, I agree. So like even in the City game, right, we won only 1-0, but I would have to say we were literally dominating the game, right? Arsenal didn't make any major chances, and they played very boring football. They were playing the same thing. They were playing a long ball. They were playing quick passes. So I mean I didn't know what the hype was
So
about.
they have results wise they've done everything right except like one game against City and the first game against Liverpool. They are winning everything. So that's fine. But then everyone's hyping them up like at least everyone in the start was like they are going to win the league or something like that. Probably not. They're not winning the league at least for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
If not yeah, from more.
5 years probably. I don't think 5 years. Probably 3 to 4 years. It depends. See, the thing is, Arsenal will never make a big signing. They're just gonna make stupid signings which they don't need. And
Yeah, the biggest signing was Aubameyang, and that also when Arsene Wenger had the backing of the board, and they have done the great thing by locking him up for more 4 years. But let's see.
and
Time
any
will
other, Any other team you think we should cover?
tell. You should. I think.
Leicester. We can talk about Leicester.
Yeah, Leicester. Leicester
Yeah,
was.
Leicester's been.
Look, what I saw the City game. What I saw in Leicester at that game reminded me of that title season. But then they've lost to Aston Villa, they've lost to West Ham, they've lost to
Yeah.
Arsenal. Then the consistency was not there. Like for goal scoring, they're so reliant on Vardy that they have no other
That's true.
goal scorer.
That's very true. I think that's why that's the
Yeah.
main like. So thing is, during that title run season, right? Vardy had the support of Mahrez.
Yeah, and he had Okazaki and he had Ochua and like he had
Yeah.
and he fit a system that suited him. But
Now it's difficult. The thing is, Leicester are always tough, good opponents, scary opponents to play against, but they're never title contenders ever. Or you never see Leicester making top 4. They'll always be
Yeah.
tough opponents. They'll never be.
they started last year so brilliantly, and then just to bottle the last post lockdown was pretty.
That was horrible. So apparently, Southampton. Remember Leicester beat Southampton like 9-0.
Yeah.
So after that game on a head-to-head, Southampton had got more points than Leicester.
Yeah, I know you said
After
that last
that,
video.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was crazy, dude. Imagine that stat. You're
But
beating a team 9-0.
But Southampton has also we should talk about them as well because they've been good. They've been decent actually this season.
Yeah.
Like they have not like last season they are not relying. They have Che Adams who's scoring as well. It's not only Danny Ings. You know when you talk about Southampton, the first player comes to your mind is Danny
Yeah.
Ings wala club. Danny
Yeah.
Ings. It's not that anymore. It's not. Other than that loss against Tottenham where Son scored 4, I've seen them like they've got up. They've become better after that.
I think that's great for today. Let's just finish off with our predictions for the title. Who's your top 4, Vedant, in order?
I will say Liverpool's going to retain the title. It's going to be City or Chelsea City. I'm not
Okay.
too sure. And United finish.
No,
first.
give a definite order.
Actually, it's going to be City and then Chelsea then.
And
Liverpool,
fourth?
City, Chelsea, United. It's going to be the conventional.
Kritan, what do you think?
So I think Liverpool are going to retain the title. Second is going to be Everton. That's for sure.
Everton. Oh, damn.
Everton,
Bold prediction,
okay.
bro.
Bold. Yeah.
Very bold.
Yeah, and third could be Man City if they really pick up.
Oh, one is
And
good.
fourth, Man United, of course.
Adi, what do you think?
Obviously Liverpool will win, but
Wow, dude.
then actually I want Chelsea to be second because they seem to be really good, and then probably City, and then I want Tottenham as fourth at least.
So I
really
think it's
Tottenham
going to be
too.
a Manchester table. I think it's going to be City 1, United 2, Liverpool 3, and Chelsea 4. Or I think Chelsea 3 and Liverpool 4 is my prediction. The thing is, bro, without the defense, they're nothing, and that's going to cost them the league. So yeah, Vedant,
It's too early to say. We'll catch up next pod soon. We'll get to know.
Vedant just concluded. Just say bye and shit.
Okay. So that's it for today. Thank you all for watching. I know it's been a while from our last video, but we'll be producing consistent content from now
We'll
on.
be doing reviews now, game reviews.
Yeah. We'll be doing consistent content from now on. See you guys. Bye.
And I think this is going to be a permanent panel. So that's Patty for Liverpool fan. That's Kritan, a United fan. That's Vedant, Chelsea fan, and that's me, City fan. So guys, signing out. Bye guys.